Hello. I know it's holiday time and some people are literally switching off. I just want to share with you what helped me when I was feeling stuck in my personal and financial life because I have been thinking about how I managed to get out of that dark hole. I do hope that this is also going to help you in case you are curious and you want to get out of a challenging situation. I'm Linda. I'm a lawyer. I'm a former teacher. I am a coach and I've started writing books. And one of my favorite books that I have written is based on lessons learned when I worked very closely with Nelson Mandela. There are three areas of focus, and I hope that there is going to be a takeaway. Please do remember to like this video and subscribe because I am curious and I am ready to make more and more videos if I hear your comments and you subscribe in order to grow the community. So let's get on with it. The first, investing in a mindset is not a luxury because everything starts from the mind. I learned that when I was not seeing exactly where I was going, I was literally plodding, I was getting despondent, there was confusion. However, I had to pause and consider what it was that was going to help me to change my life. When it became clear that the bottleneck was in the mindset, I started becoming curious about what it was that I needed to do to change the mindset. I looked at my background, a lawyer, how I had been educated or socialized, my upbringing, the values that had been instilled in me, and they were not even my values. I looked at the experiences, the good ones, and the ones that had been challenging. This was a whole collection, and gradually, I discarded what no longer served me, what was heavy, what was limiting my belief, the values that were no longer serving me, and the fear and being apologetic about rendering a service and charging what was due to me because what are people going to say? I had been a human rights lawyer and serving very, very poor people. So I was just not confident to value myself and after rendering a service to charge what was due to me. So I looked at the whole thing. It was making me uncomfortable, but I had to change that mindset. And what helped me quite a lot, I must say, it was to register for a 12-month course. For 12 months, I was going through so many videos, the lessons, the community sharing, and gradually I relaxed. My mind, the whole storm, I can call it a storm, and whatever, those knots, those mental knots were just entangled. And gradually, I became myself. And ideas, strategies, I was freeing the mind. And as I was freeing the mind, it just was so liberating. I felt that gradually I was growing into a new me that I was comfortable with. And I hope that you take that. It's important to gradually become a new you, it's important to become comfortable with your new identity and not be an apologetic person. And the second lesson that I'm going to be sharing with you that I learned, it was a very, very revealing lesson that wealth is holistic. For me, as far as I was concerned, wealth meant a shiny car, a house, piles in the bank. No, no, no. I learned that wealth was holistic, is holistic. Wealth is health. Wealth is relationships that are healthy. Wealth, of course, it's the choices you make. Wealth is the time, how you spend your time. And I don't discount money. Yes, wealth is also money. However, if your health is compromised, whether it is emotional health, it's mental health and physical health, if those are compromised, you're not wealthy. You can pour millions, you're not wealthy. So I learned that wealth is holistic. Another lesson that I learned, it was to be selective. Selective with my time. And as you know, we live in a modern world with so many shiny things, the noises, global politics, the gloom, etc. That is the external world. You know what? I learned to focus on 20% of what made sense to me. The rest I learned to discard because it was just noises. The focus assisted me to then look at one thing at a time every day, even if it was slow. But I looked at one thing at a time that was taking me nearer to where I wanted to be. Very liberating. It was boring, yes. It was repetitive, consistency. Sometimes I would doubt if I was making any progress. However, remember, I had registered for a course, a 12-month course, and the community I enjoyed, we would encourage one another. I continued and I didn't give up. And today I am sharing this with you. Don't give up. When there is that loud noise that say, this is not working, this is waste of time, don't give up, because that is exactly where you are supposed to be as you are stretching to grow. It can be painful, I know that. So it is important to be selective. To be selective even with the company you keep. To be selective with the books you read. To be selective with the time, how you spend your time. Do free your time. Work, rest, work, rest. Do you know what happens when you rest? Instead of doing what I used to do, I was a workaholic until I boarded the wrong flight when I was just too stretched, living on autopilot. So, do work. Give yourself a break, even if it is 20 minutes, and you can go back to work. Some people usually work, say, for a few days, and then they literally go on holiday. They just shut down. With me, it had to be done on a daily basis because, after all, I had left my 9-to-5 job. I had decided that I no longer wanted to be a professional. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I worked every day, but I was organized. I worked. I rested. I went back to work. I rested. Sometimes when the work challenges were too much and I couldn't make a breakthrough, I would literally shut down, put everything aside, and tackle it after relaxing, and everything will be easy, manageable, and ideas would start coming, and I would celebrate and even dance. So I have learned these lessons, and this is the holiday message I would like to leave with you. Do spend some time. Ask yourself how you spend your time based on what I have shared with you. Don't be hard. Don't be harsh and criticize and condemn yourself. It's going to be a small start, but be particular about how you spend your time. If you are overworking, just stop and then go back to work. Know that when you stop, when you rest, you are giving space for new ideas, fresh ideas, because our minds have limits too when it comes to capacity. So don't feel guilty when you just chill out and say, I am not going to work today. I'm going to do something that takes me away from thinking. I'm just going to be a different person and just do non-cerebral and be curious like a child and maybe listen to music, etc., or phone friends and connect with friends over a cup of tea. Do that. You owe it to yourself. As I've indicated, this is a holiday message, and I know some of you are on holiday, and remember to subscribe and like this video, but above all, your comments, please, and also indicate what you would like me to focus on in my next video, because I do look forward to being with you in the next video as we are preparing for a new, fresh 2026. Thank you for watching.